Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Ben.
And welcome to the Film Busters podcast. The film show with no filters, no prisoners taken, loads of disagreements, but one hell of a love for cinema.
If you want to hear three friends ridiculing each other for an hour or so regarding their taste in films, then you have come to the right place.
In each episode, one of the team picks a film for us to discuss. It could be anything from a recent cinema release to an all-time classic.
So, strap in and get ready to get mad or get vindicated as we guide you through the murky world of being a film geek.
If you like what you hear, you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram using @FilmbustersPod. You can also find each of our individual accounts. I'm at Filmbusters Paul.
I'm at Filmbusters Adam.
And I'm at Filmbusters Ben.
If you want to use your eyes instead of your ears, you can also visit the website at filmbusterspod.co.uk.
And if busting makes you feel good, you can also support us at patreon.com/filmbusters for exclusive content.
Or shoot over and get some groovy merchandise at society6.com/filmbusters.
Alright, can we just get on with this now, please?
Filmbusters. So for our final record before we're going on a little break, we've actually done a morning recording for once. So let's talk about what we've all had for breakfast.
Yes.
I just had granola.
I've just had... Can you wait your turn, Adam?
Well, you were asking us a question, so you can't ask a question and then answer it yourself.
I was going to introduce you to say what you're going to have for breakfast. I will go first. I had 3... I want you to tell me as well how many you would have. But I had 3 crumpets.
Okay.
And I had Marmite on them.
Grim.
So would you have the Marmite? How many crumpets would you have? And
I probably wouldn't have gone for crumpets. I've probably gone for toast over crumpets.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about crumpets right now.
Well,
I'm not giving you an option. This is not a B&B. I'm not asking what you want for breakfast.
3 is probably the perfect number.
Yeah, you got the number of crumpets right, you got the topping on the crumpet wrong. I would never put Marmite. I love Marmite, but not on a crumpet.
Oh, that's interesting. So go on, what are you going to put on it? Cheese?
What? What's with you?
I've never put cheese in a crumpet.
Butter in it.
Yeah, butter. A little bit of butter, a little bit of jam.
Not a little
Okay.
bit, a lot of butter.
You like plenty of butter, do you?
Yeah, it has to be dripping.
I actually had two Marmite crumpets, 1 butter crumpet.
That's the way to do it. I've never tried Marmite on a crumpet. It feels like it would be shite.
Oh no, it's very nice.
My breakfast, I had 3 something. It was 3 eggs, scrambled, with some smoked salmon. Oh, baby.
Did you put some pepper on it? Cracked black
Yep.
pepper? Nice.
Cracked black pepper and some freshly chopped red chilli.
That really is a Friday treat if I've ever seen one.
I mean,
I
do you know
love
you normally put like a bit of lemon on some salmon? Would you put a bit of lemon on salmon on eggs?
No.
Would you ever
but
put
not with
lemon on
eggs.
salmon?
Yeah, I do put lemon with salmon. It goes very well, yeah.
Oh, just asking, yeah. Okay.
And with cooked salmon, I bake a salmon with tomatoes, lemon, honey, sometimes
So you
some
need
soy
the lemon.
sauce. Yeah.
What would be your final ever breakfast?
Jesus
shit,
Christ.
Final breakfast. And that's a question. I always think about dinners.
But my final breakfast would probably be avocado on toast with a poached egg. Maybe some like parma ham or something like that on it. Cured ham with it.
Just put a bit of chili flakes on that.
Of course, you put some chili flakes on there. A little bit, maybe like some kind of herbs, maybe some coriander or something.
I want to be very specific, some kind of herbs. What, you could have put some coriander on it?
Yeah, that's what I just said, coriander.
That's what he said, but
You could put coriander on
he
it.
fucked up putting coriander on it. That's horrible.
I like coriander, but I won't put coriander on that.
No, coriander is the devil's herb.
What's the worst herb, though, really?
Coriander.
Dill
Coriander.
or parsley, right?
Parsley's lovely.
Nah, parsley's shit, mate.
Parsley's a lovely garnish.
Parsley doesn't really do any, it doesn't do enough to make it shit.
Yeah, it's just a nice little garnish.
Yeah, it's not
It works well.
I get why people don't like coriander because it can be quite overpowering.
Oh, most certainly.
I love it.
I had some lovely chicken wings from this pop-up place yesterday, and the wings were some of the best wings I've ever had, but they put coriander leaves all over it.
I love it,
Yeah,
mate.
I do quite like that.
People think it tastes like soap. Does it taste like soap to you?
I've always heard that description. I wouldn't say it tastes like soap, but it does have a unpleasant thing. I don't know what it's like. It's not nice. I don't care for this.
It's something to do with your taste buds, isn't it? Like some people don't have the right taste buds for coriander.
No,
Let's save everything, innit?
Do you know what I would have for my last breakfast?
Go on.
Last night's Chinese food reheated in the microwave.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's me.
Nice. Would it have the noodles?
It would be a mix of noodles, rice, and 3 like now soggy chicken balls.
Are you supposed to eat rice?
Everyone says don't reheat rice. I reheat rice all the time.
As long as it's within 24 hours, you can get away with it.
Okay.
It's more about if you left the rice out. Like if you
Yeah.
got, say you got a Chinese takeaway and then you left the rice out on the counter for like 4 or 5 hours and then tried to reheat it, or put it in the fridge after that and then tried to reheat it, bacteria will have grown. If that rice goes in the fridge pretty swiftly afterwards, you're okay.
Yeah.
I don't leave food out because I'm not living in a trailer park.
Yeah, of course. Right, Adam, would you like to just tell us?
Well, Paul,
tell us
you haven't
what-
told us your final breakfast.
Well, Adam hasn't even told us what he had for breakfast.
I did, and you shot
you
me
said
down.
granola, didn't
No.
you?
I wasn't
thank
listening.
you, Ben.
Oh,
Ben's
right.
listening.
No, because you were supposed to be introduced to what you were having.
Oh,
Adam.
who gives a shit? I had
You had
granola.
granola,
It wasn't
just
exciting.
granola.
It was efficient.
Boring
Adam.
as.
Yeah,
Fuck.
mate. What is with you? Have an exciting one on a Friday. Monday to Thursday.
Was it
okay.
dry?
No, it wasn't. I put oat milk in it.
Oh well, can't you spice up a bit? Like, just tell us like what actually you're having. I just had granola. That's it.
A granola with some raisins in it, some bits of honey, and raisin
Oh,
on it.
you know how to fuck up something that's bad as it is.
He had,
Raisins.
He had bits of
Ugh.
honey as well. He literally took the chunks of honey out of a beehive to put bits on it.
Yeah, his dad does do that,
Yeah.
though. His dad nicks all the honey from the bees.
Ah, crunchy.
Is that true, Adam? Does your dad take honey from the bees? Have I made that up?
No, he's a beekeeper, yeah.
Yeah, it's,
He keeps bees.
funny that. Did you get honey only from your dad?
I'm not a massive fan of honey,
Jesus.
so I don't really have it around sometimes. I just have a little bit here and there, but
Have you ever told your father this?
yeah.
I know.
You knew
He
this
disowned
before he
you.
started beekeeping. He's only been beekeeping for the last like 6 years.
That's why he started beekeeping. Well, Adam hates it. I'm getting into a career around it.
Yes, pretty much. He knows I wouldn't steal all of his honey.
I know. What are you, Boo Boo the Bear? Yogi Bear? Or Winnie the Pooh? How many other bears steal honey? Just them 3, I think.
Do you want me to tell you what my last breakfast is going to be then?
Yes.
Yes.
And then, dear listeners, we will pretend to be a film podcast. Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay, it'll be a quick one. I'll wrap it up quick. So we have some brown granary bread.
That kind of bread, seeded.
Yeah, nice seeded, yeah. And then we fry up some red onions, sliced, not diced. And we throw a bit of coconut sugar and some balsamic vinegar in with it. Give it a nice glaze. And then we'll throw some mushrooms in the other pan. Maybe put a little bit of soy sauce in there. Fry them up. Then we'll put some avocado on that toast. We'll smash it onto the toast. And
Yep.
then we'll put the mushrooms on the toast. Put the onions on top. And then we'll put a little bit of chili flakes on there as well.
That sounds so mushy.
It's very nice.
That is a vegan breakfast if ever I heard one.
And that's it. Should we move on to the film talk?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm bored of it. I don't want to talk about films. I want to talk about this.
I want to just do breakfast.
Breakfast time.
We should do an episode where we talk about nothing but film, and then everyone's like, "This is not what we come to you for." But I say that. I tell you what, when on the Contrarians Patreon, they talk about any and all things, and it's funny how it actually isn't so much about the fact that they're just talking about film. I just love to hear them talk.
Yeah.
So when they're talking, like Alex is doing this run of wrestling. I don't know if you know this, Adam. Adam's been talking about The Rock and John Cena through the ages, and they've done like 3 2-hour episodes on the rivalry between them, and it's fascinating to listen
It is,
to.
yeah. It's very fascinating.
Yeah, even if you're not interested in it, it just works.
I love just being dipped into that world by Alex, just to
Yes, yeah.
see what it's like.
And just when they talk about like the books that they're reading or music gigs and all that stuff, it's good.
He watched the wrestling match the other day, Adam, right?
Yeah.
And it was the whole Jackass crew against another wrestler, and they were doing like all like the Jackass stunts against him. And he
Wasn't that
they-
WrestleMania?
That was
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
and they ended up
yeah.
pinning him in a big mousetrap. And the guy,
Yeah, I
it's
saw
like,
that
this is
online.
wild. It's like,
See.
why do you not know about this shit?
that WrestleMania stuff is just like that world. If you're in it, I can see absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Like, I get why Alex loves it so much, but it's too much of a suspension of disbelief for me. I also feel like it's a very American thing to love that WWF.
I saw that Glim put out a thing saying Jean-Claude Van Damme to listen to our podcast.
Yes.
And I think it would be extremely funny if out of all the people who have starred in a film, that's the first one.
He would not.
I mean,
he would not
it's
find it funny. I don't think.
He would not find it funny. He'd come and kick us in the face.
Yeah. If Jean-Claude listened to that Hard Target episode, yeah, we're in trouble. Because I don't think that guy's got a lot going on for him at the moment. I think he's probably got the time to listen to it as well.
And beat us up.
Yeah, I got nothing better to do. This podcast, I played in the gym. Who these British?
Let me
What are they
take
saying?
Let me take a plane. I'll kick him here. I'll kick him there.
Yeah. I go over here and I kick him here.
here.
This is not what Jean-Claude sounds like,
No.
but there you go.
No.
He does in our heads.
Yes.
We have no Jean-Claude soundboard, so we have to do it that way.
Exactly. Shall we
Come
segue
on.
on to talking about films now?
This is our final podcast record for a long, long time, which is why we're longing it out, listeners.
Yeah.
We're excited
Just
about it.
Yeah.
enjoy this because you're not going to hear us for many weeks.
Exactly.
So, allow us to take a few detours
Yes.
along the way.
Yes, please.
But let us begin.
Today we're doing our last
Hard
hurdle
ticket to
of
Hawaii.
1993. There's no hard tickets or hard targets anywhere in this episode. We're
There
doing
aren't.
Super Mario Bros. With a full stop at the end.
Super Mario Bros.
This is a film that Adam and Ben have seen. I have seen bits of, but never seen, which I didn't realise. And I'm very interested to talk about this film.
It's going to be a very interesting one because we already know that me and Adam are polar opposites on it, unless a rewatch has changed things, and we have no idea where Paul is. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one indeed. But before we do any of that stuff, I'm going to ask you boys some quiz questions for the last time for a while.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And see if Adam can make any points. Now, get this. I got 4 questions since we're going into a break. 4
Okay.
questions
Oh, lovely.
related to the Super Mario Brothers. And 1 question, well, we shall see. I'm going to ask it last, and then by that point, I'll decide what I'm going to do.
Okay.
You boys are ready?
Yeah, let's
for your
do it.
first
He loves
question.
just winging it, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Right. What is the name of Mario and Luigi's plumbing rival?
Scapelli.
A point for Paul. Paul is off.
I knew that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, old man Adam, the reactions are slow. The reactions are slow. Question number 2. What colour suit does Mario wear in the disco scene?
Yellow.
Oh, a point
Oh,
for
very
Adam. He
good,
pulls
yeah.
one
If you didn't
back.
give that to me, I'll blame it on being colourblind. And you'd have to give
Oh,
it to
yeah,
me.
that's true. Oh, I
You
didn't
got
think
it, though.
about
Yeah,
that.
good one.
I was thinking it could have been green, but I think it's yellow.
No, very, very good. Okay. Question number 3. Dennis Hopper plays Cooper in this film, but Cooper is the US translation of the Japanese original name. What is that name?
See, the only name I can think is Cooper Trooper, but that is the American name, isn't it?
Yeah, Cooper is the US translation.
I'm going to say Bowser.
You got it.
Oh, is it?
Really?
Okay.
Bowser is the name. It's very confusing.
But that's confusing
when-
because Bowser and Cooper are separate characters in Mario.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There you go. Bowser is the original Japanese name for Cooper. For
But
King
they're
Koopa.
separate. Oh, that's weird, but because they're separate characters.
I don't think they are.
They are. On Mario
Right.
Kart and all that kind of stuff, they're separate characters.
If you go on Wikipedia for Bowser, it says Bowser, or King Koopa, is a fictional character.
He's a King
Primarily-
Koopa, yeah, he's the king of the Koopas.
Yeah.
Okay, Koopa's yeah.
Dennis Hopper is King Koopa in this film.
There's
though.
Yeah.
different types of Koopas. There's like,
Bowser is a Koopa turtle based on the Chinese dragon turtle and the main antagonist of most Super Mario games.
also
Is Bowser the American term or is Cooper the American term?
Koopa is the American term. Bowser
okay.
is the Japanese name. Anyway, that's a point for you, Paul. Here's 2.
Thank
so, with that in mind, decision is made here. So, this question, boys, has 6 potential points.
Oh, shit.
Now, you're both going to get a chance to answer individually, but I kind of don't want you to hear each other's answers. So, whoever goes first, the other person.
can we text
has
them
to-
to you or something?
Okay, that'll do nicely.
Okay.
So, boys, if you can go into your WhatsApp, and listeners, what's going to happen here is the boys are going to open up their WhatsApp and they're going to message me individually.
I'm going to message
the
you on
answers
iMessenger.
to this question. I'm going to give them 60 seconds. We might cut out the dead air for the episode. But the question is this, and please, boys, I will know if you Google this. I'm
Okay.
expecting 0 points here because it's
Oh,
quite
shit.
hard. But you get points for any. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
When Cooper orders a pizza, he makes 6 requests for the pizza. Name as many as you can.
You fucked up, mate. I wrote this whole quote down.
Oh, fuck. Well, Adam, you're going to have to try and pull this out.
I don't know any of it.
You don't know any of it, Adam?
No.
You don't
I would
know
be completely
any...
guessing.
Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting Paul to have write it down.
I wrote it down because I thought it was a funny little quip.
All right. Well, if you wrote it down, you know all. Go on, let's hear it, Paul.
Pterodactyl tail, dino lizard, hold the mammal, no worms and spicy.
Oh, shit. Well, Paul just got 6 points.
Well done, Paul.
That's crazy, man.
Wow.
So,
I'd never thought that'd come up as a quiz question. I just thought, do we just talk about what he had in his pizza?
I mean, it would have been more impressive if you'd done that from memory, but nevertheless, you had the foresight to write all that down, so you get the points. Now, that backfired massively on us, Adam, because Paul.
That's basically one.
Yeah. So the update on the
That's
scores.
like a whole month's worth of points he just got in one question.
So Paul
Ben's going to be doing like 8 points per game.
Then you're still just going to win them.
I'm going to have to do something come year end to see if I can spice it up. But anyway, what that means is today Paul takes 7 points, meaning he's on 21. I took no points, meaning I'm still on 11. And Adam took a point, meaning he's on 8. 21, 11 and 8 as we go into the break. But that's enough time, Adam, to spend a few weeks boning up on film knowledge so that you can come back
What the
better
films
and
I don't know we're studying.
honing up, I mean.
All film of all time, Adam.
Well, there you go. Fuck. Wow. He got it. All right,
Sorry
boys.
about that.
Well done.
I felt like it was a little bit unfair because I wrote it down, but
If you hadn't
I
wrote
don't know.
it down, if you didn't have it in front of you, Paul, how many would you have been able to remember from memory?
so I would have remembered pterodactyl tail.
Okay.
I would have remembered the spicy bit
Yeah.
because at the end there's a pause and he goes
That's
spicy.
spicy. Yeah.
There's a good quote.
That probably would have been it, you know. I probably would have only got them because because even thinking now, I can't remember what the full quote is from reading it.
So maybe I should only give you 2 points out of 6.
Oh, shit.
I think that's fair.
Okay, do that, yeah.
And it keeps it mildly interesting still. All right, listeners. Paul, in his humbleness, has allowed me to deduct 4. So Paul goes into the break with 17 points. Ben has 11. Adam has 8. Okay, that keeps it a little bit more interesting because otherwise you're running away with it. We're keeping Adam up past his bedtime, so let's get to the episode, I suppose.
Okay, let's move on to Super Mario Bros.
Where are we?
I got a feeling we're not in Brooklyn no more.
They're brothers. They're plumbers. Oh no. Mario! Luigi! They're on the trail of a kidnapped princess and a mystical meteorite. It's incredible! That gives anyone who possesses it the power to rule the universe. Get me the rock! Come and get it, lizard breath! Now, they must rescue the princess.
Luigi!
Alien species escaping. And make it safely back. Later, alligator. To our world.
Are you alright?
Before time runs out.
Shoot him! Look out, Mario!
Get him! Yes!
No, stop!
Gotcha.
No, not again!
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
Right, everyone, today we're talking about Super Mario Bros. From 1993. This film's directed by Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton. This is a spoiler episode, so we will go straight into spoilers, no hanging around. So if you haven't seen it, we will ruin it for you straight away, so you might want to go check it out and then come back and listen to us. Otherwise, just get spoiled. Just before we move on to Adam's plot summary, we have some people who we've done episodes with before. But first, let me just say...
Well, he's got the guy from
There's
the last
lot-
episode.
That
Well,
was
look
my
at him.
joke.
What was your joke?
I was going to say, Lance Henriksen. Adam, do you remember what episode he was in?
Yeah, I was paying that much attention.
You wait.
Did you get the reference where we're speaking about at the beginning of when we talked about it before in the
Well, in the
last
last one.
episode.
In
We
Hard
said-
Target.
Yeah, I knew he was in Super Mario Bros.
Okay, good.
We
We've
wait
also
5 years for Lance Henriksen, and then he comes up 2 films on the trot, on the bounce.
Oh, it's like a London bus.
Just like a London bus. That's
Yeah.
all right, mate. That's
Wow.
all right. We hate Lance Henriksen. We hate Lance Henriksen.
Anyone else? Do you remember?
Lads,
Think
lads.
anyone else in this film has been in a film we've done before?
John Leguizamo's got to have been in
He was
something.
in John Wick.
Was he? John Leguizamo?
We haven't done John. No, we're not. He was killed in the first John Wick,
Oh,
wasn't
he was killed in the first one.
Is this the first John Leguizamo as well?
he? Oh.
Oh,
I'm
what has
going to
he
give
been
you.
in?
I'm going to give you a clue. There's 3 other people we've got to reveal here, right?
3 people. Okay, we've
2
definitely
of
had
them.
Dennis Hopper.
2 of them were in the Tony Scott run.
God, everyone's been in that bloody Tony Scott run, haven't
so
they?
Dennis Hopper was in True Romance,
Yes, yes.
and John Leguizamo was probably in a Tony Scott film, but which one I can't remember.
Revenge.
I can't remember him
Neither
in
can I.
Revenge.
His name was Ignacio in it.
He must have had such a small role.
And I thought so. Yeah. And last of all, there's no point you trying to guess this one. This one's Richard Edson. He's one of the 2 goons. And
Oh,
he's
hang
in-
on, wait, don't tell me. He's
Go
one
on.
of the cousins.
Yes, yeah.
Now that guy he's been in Always Sunny, he's been in Short Circuit, he's been in many things.
Wait,
But
no,
what-
no, it's not him. It's the other guy.
Oh, right. No, I don't know that.
He's been in Ferris Bueller.
It's not that though. We haven't done
That's
that,
him.
have we, Adam?
I know.
3 from Hell, apparently.
Oh, I could imagine him being 20 years older, looking really rough and being in 3 from Hell.
That's probably
Interesting.
exactly what happened. Because I can't
Yeah.
remember him in that film.
No, that would have been what happened.
Iggy and Spike.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Well, I don't get that reference.
They're Mario characters, aren't they?
Iggy and Spike.
That's what they are. They're Mario characters.
Oh, right. I didn't know. I didn't know that was their names. Very good.
Mario research there.
I
Yeah.
play a lot of Mario Kart.
You didn't know Bowser was King Koopa, though.
No, because they're separate characters.
They're not. They're not. Get it out of your head that they're separate characters. Bowser is King Koopa. Google it if you want.
Anyway, that's the end of that segment. Adam, do you want to do your plot summary?
Yes.
We're going to have some Nintendo fanboys commenting and complaining underneath. Actually, Bowser was the first generation of King Koopa, and King Koopa was...
And when the new season came out, they released a second character called King Koopa. So they're actually
You got
2
Koopa
separate
Trooper,
characters
you got
now
Red Trooper, you got Blue Trooper.
separate entities.
He's looking through it. He's on Wikipedia.
No, I know that from playing Mario Kart.
You know what? That they're separate.
Well, I know there's different forms of Koopa. That's why I think it kind of makes sense.
Oh, well, yeah. I've got the Sonic racing game, and there's about 6 or 7 different Sonics, but there's one Sonic.
Yeah, there's the Sonic, and then there's variations of Sonic.
There's Metallic
There's
Sonic, there's Black Sonic,
exactly the
Silver
same with
Sonic,
Mario.
Dread
There's
Sonic.
like Gold Sonic, Silver Mario.
It's
Then
like
there's
me. Sometimes I go
Dr.
out, I've got
Mario.
a striped t-shirt on. I'm striped t-shirt, Paul. Sometimes I've got a red t-shirt on, a red t-shirt, Paul.
You've always got an all-over print T-shirt, Paul.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the all-over print, is Paul.
I know. I've got a Suicide Squad all-over print t-shirt on today. Thank you.
Anyway, so the plot summary of this film is that you've got Mario and Luigi living in Brooklyn in the real world. And there's a portal into an alternate universe of Brooklyn, which is run by Koopa Trooper, aka Bowser, aka Dennis Hopper.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
And he's trying to merge the worlds to take over the world and de-evolutionize everybody.
Aye. That's correct.
Evolve.
And they've also stolen Daisy,
Stolen Daisy.
kidnapped her.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful, beautiful plot summary on that. They've also stolen Daisy, kidnapped her. Full stop.
All right, shall I hit you with a little bit of background?
Yes.
All right, let's have this first. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to give it to you in Bob Hoskins' words. In a 2007 interview, Bob Hoskins said, "The worst thing I ever did? Super Mario Brothers. It was a fucking nightmare. The whole experience was a nightmare. It had a husband and wife team directing whose arrogance had been mistaken for talent. After so many weeks, their own agent told them to get off the set. Fucking nightmare. Fucking idiots." And apparently, him and John Leguizamo would get drunk before each day of filming and would continue to drink before takes just to get through it. Again, in a 2011 interview, he was asked, "What is the worst job you've done? What has been your biggest disappointment? And if you could edit your past, what would you change?" And Bob Hoskins' answer to all three questions was Super Mario Brothers.
At least they know he's got intelligence.
But despite that, let me give you a little bit more backstory as to how we got here. The original script was written by a guy called Barry Morrow, who was famous for writing the Rain Man film, Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise, which is family drama. And his original screenplay followed the Mario Brothers in a very similar vein to Rain Man. It was described as a more serious drama piece as opposed to a fun comedy. But of course, rewrites were made, making it more Wizard of Oz fantasy-like by another screenwriter, and then the script was handed to Harold Ramis, Egon from Ghostbusters, but he turned it down. It was then handed to the husband and wife team, Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton, and they twisted the script again and made it more adult, gave a more adult vision for the entire film. But the studios interfered at the last minute, causing daily rewrites to the script to try and make it more child-friendly. The husband and wife duo were very put out by this. They didn't agree with the rewrites or the changes, but they were in the middle of filming it, so they had to carry on. All of the cast were baffled. They had no idea what they would be filming on any given day because the script was constantly changing, but they battled on and produced this film.
And that's that.
That makes so much sense.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
This is your film, so you get to decide what order.
I'm going to let Ben go first, then me, and then we'll go from Paul.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know where Paul and Adam are at this time round, but I can only go by the fact that everyone hates this fucking film. I'm the person with Super Mario Brothers the highest out of like 30 or 40 people.
You're like
on my
the highest on
Letterboxd.
Letterboxd. There's only like 1,000 people in the whole Letterboxd are rated higher
But it
than
just
you.
this is the definition of how subjective film is, because for me, I love this. This for me is the reverse of the Paddington 2 situation, where everyone loves Paddington 2, and I fucking hate it. Flip it on its head, and you've got this film now. People hate on this film. This, I'm saying it now, is the best film that we have watched in this run from 1993. And the beauty of it is, it's not even about nostalgia. I saw it when I was 7 years old in the cinema at the time, but I had a bad cinema experience. I was sick during it as well, and so I held no nostalgia for it. My enjoyment for it is not tainted by nostalgia, and I never really played Mario Brothers growing up. The reason I love this film is because it is absolute chaotic, batshit crazy fun. I love it just for the purity of what it is cinematically. Even with the nightmare behind the scenes production, that clearly helps it be this wacky all over the place piece. It has a massively fun entertainment factor throughout. It's constantly moving. It's never boring. All of these comic book adaptations that you get now are so cookie cutter, play it safe, you know what's going to happen, boring, dull, here's a bit of action, you forget all about it. This, all the way through, you never know what's going to happen, because they were just making it up as they went along, and it fucking worked. It's playful shit, and it connects. Adam, you always say to me, whenever I'm critical of like action films or Marvel or whatever, you're like, oh yeah, but you just have to get in touch with your inner child. Sometimes you need to just enjoy fun things. This is exactly the example then of me doing that, because this connects with me. It connects with the inner child, the playfulness that's still inside me. It connects with my soul, mate. I just enjoyed it so much. Everything is moving nicely. Things are happening in an entertaining way. It's all so stupid and so wild, but there's so many ideas there that you can't help but love it. I could rewatch this film and rewatch this film and rewatch this film and enjoy it every fucking time, because there's so much going on. I love the chaos that has come out of it. I love that it's hated by everyone involved in it, and I love that it's hated by audience. But you know what? When I first watched it, like last year, I didn't even know it was so despised by all the people that were involved in the making of it. So that's to the film's credit, because it still seems like they're doing a fucking good job. The film works for me. I love it. I love the exaggerated sets, the style, the acting. I love the fact, actually, that completely by accident, they intended to make a more adult, serious film. So the sets are really fucking dark, but they're having to do childish stuff throughout all the sets. It works. It fucking works for me. And case in point, I did a check this morning. All of the Marvel films that I've seen, there's only one Marvel film that I would say is better than this, and that's Black Panther. So it goes to show that something from 1993 with such a chaotic background, could still be good because it was practical, fresh, silly, energy, ideas. All of it was so much better than 95% of the shit that we get nowadays. Vintage 90s, I fucking loved it.
Has your rating changed on this rewatch?
I'm not going to tell you. We're going to find out at the end, ain't we?
Okay. So, when I first watched this film, I know that Ben loved it. And I thought on paper, I'm fucking going to love this film. Well, why wouldn't I not? It sounds fun. It sounds stupid. I like Mario. All of that kind of world. But, my God, it's a poor attempt at making this film. It's still... I think I enjoyed it more this time, knowing exactly what I was getting myself in for. Because before, it took me by such a shock of like, what the fuck is this? Nothing in it is correct. Like, everything with it's wrong. Is it, like, you're going on about this whole thing. Is it a kid's film? Is it an adult film? What is it? It doesn't go in either ballpark. And that's why it kind of feels weird in places. It's like, what are you trying to do here? Are you aiming for kids? Are you aiming for adults? Why this whole real life live action bit of it? I get it, but then also you don't know who half the fucking characters are. They're not the characters that you know and love from the games. The Goombas look nothing like fucking Goomba looks. Yoshi doesn't look like he's just a fucking T-Rex. They've just fucking gone onto the set of Jurassic Park and just gone, what have you got left over? It's just, it is a mess. It's such a mess. Like, half the film, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you can tell that they woke up every day and what we're filming today. Can anyone remember what we filmed yesterday? Nah, I've forgotten now. I've moved on with my life. Okay, well, I think we did this. I think we did that. Okay, that makes sense. All of that kind of shit. It's a mess. But I will say I did enjoy it a little bit more this time than I did before. Kind of maybe thinking because you got to do the podcast on it, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And I think I was just in a better frame of mood and I knew what I was getting myself in for. But it still ain't a great fucking film, man.
Well, so just to clarify at this stage, prior to this, I was rating it an 8 and Adam was rating it a 1. We'll find out later where we fell.
I can't go lower, can I? Well, the first time I watched it, I turned it off. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so you never even watched it all the way through?
We've skipped like 20 minutes of it.
Oh, you skipped it?
I can't be bothered to watch this film anymore.
This guy. Anyway, we're getting into it.
Come on, you were to turn off Hard Ticket for fuck's sake.
I kept on watching.
Yeah, only because you were doing the podcast on it.
Come on now, Super Mario Bros. Come on. All right, Paul.
Is it my turn?
This is going to be interesting. I have no idea where he's going to fall.
So, Mario as a concept, I always used to play Mario anyway, so I have a lot of love for Mario. And even still now, I have a little emulator on my MacBook and I always play Mario 64 because that's a fucking legendary game. So, I have a lot of love for that universe. Now, this film is not Mario. It is not Mario at all.
It's not.
And Adam, I hope you're ready to go. Because people really need to get a grip because this film is good still. It's still good regardless. And I'll be honest, it's not great, but it's still good. And a whole lot of ridiculous and it's quite inventive fun. And if you'll come to this film for a loyal adaptation of Super Mario universe, you're getting nothing of the sort. It's like, as you said, Adam, the Goombas look nothing like the Goombas look in the game. None of the villains are actually really dinosaurs. Mario and Luigi are not Italian. They're Italian Americans. The bomb-ombs and the bullet bills are a bit weak. It's like they're just thrown in there. But if you would just disregard all of that and just take it as a highly original and inventive take on a universe, it's just a hell of a lot of wacky 90s fun. And I dig it, you know. Bob Hoskins is always great to see anyway. I'm in love with John Leguizamo. I don't know why, I just always have been. He's great. And
he is.
Hooper looks like he's having a wonderful time. I don't know whether he actually did, but it looks like he is. I really can't see how anyone could give this film a 1 star. It like really isn't that bad.
No.
Like even if I didn't think this was that great, I can't see how this would be given a 1 star. Only like by giving, maybe if you read into the history of it, you're like, oh god, that was obviously horrible on set. It's like, that's nothing to do with your fucking watching experience.
Yes.
Just fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Yoshi, he's cute as fuck, Adam.
Yeah, he's cute
Like,
as.
he's cute as fuck.
Yeah, but that's
And
not Yoshi.
It's
a fucking
it's a live
dinosaur.
action Yoshi. It's live action Yoshi. It doesn't matter. And all I can say is it kind of had me from the do-do-do-do-do-do in the intro.
Oh yeah, that was the last time it ever resembled a Mario
Yeah.
film.
When I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm in. This kid is doing the song. But yeah, that's mine. There, that's my take.
Dennis Hopper fucking hated it apparently.
The problem is, like you said, Paul, repeatedly, it isn't a Mario film. It's just.
But does that matter?
Yes,
Does
it
it matter?
does. The film has failed on its first task.
Yeah, but wait a minute. One thing, that Sonic film that we covered a couple of years ago, apart from it being Sonic and having Dr. Robotnik, it's not like, oh, this is like a faithful adaptation of a Sonic game. No, it's putting Sonic into the real world.
Yes,
and
but
going,
you
here's a
fucking
film.
not even used any of. At least they used the characters and the coins and stuff. They fucking threw in a Bullet Bill and a Babumba, like just for fucking.
Wait a minute.
Babumba.
In this, I don't get it. Listen, I wasn't a massive Mario. I never really played Mario growing up. I was aware of it in the culture, but I never really played it. But all for a movie, as far as I was concerned, what have you got? You got Mario and Luigi. You got
Who are
Daisy
Mario
slash-
and Luigi?
Listen,
and even
you
when they
got-
put on their Mario and Luigi outfits, they've just gone to the shop and bought one green and one red top.
You got Mario and Luigi. I don't care whichever way you cut it. You've
There's
got the
people
Mario
who've gone
brothers.
to fancy dress parties that have fucking look more like Mario and Luigi than them
Listen,
two.
you got them. You've got fucking Princess Daisy. You've got
Again.
Koopa. You've got the Bob-Ombs. You've got the Goombas. You've got Yoshi. You've got the Dino Worlds. You've got the fungus and the mushrooms.
All I'm saying is for
What
every
else you
single one
got?
of those characters, if they didn't tell you who they were in the film, you wouldn't know who the fuck they were.
I would clearly know that they were the Mario brothers. And that was Koopa on the other side.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
If you saw that picture of Dennis Hopper and you went, who is he? And
I go Donald Trump.
like, if that little T-Rex came up and you go, who's this meant to be? You wouldn't go Yoshi.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't really play Mario, so if I wasn't, whenever
Well,
I
that's why
watched this, I was
kind
not
of
looking
maybe
for a
accepted
faithful
the
Mario
Paul
adaptation.
Fucking hell. They didn't even, like they said, they didn't even use the correct music.
They did at the start.
Oh, for like, that's probably all they could get away with before being sued by Nintendo.
Well, Adam, I didn't know
really?
you were such a Mario purist that this mattered to you.
I do like Mario, but it's just annoying when you go to a Mario. This is what I'm saying. Looking at it on paper, you're thinking this should be good, and you get there, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
If you're transporting Mario World into the real life, right?
Yeah.
That is probably the most realistic looking Yoshi you're going to see.
Yes.
If you're in some mushroom world, mushrooms is fungus, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it spreads around the world.
I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, it's a clever take on it. That is a highly like surrealist kind of inventive take on a mushroom world, which is what it is. And yeah, they're in Mario. They're not dinosaurs. They are some kind of
Lizard
humanoid dinosaur.
They are, yeah.
So how are you going to do that? Unless you're going to do it like fucking cats. where
Even
you make them
Mario,
in
okay, let's start with
CGI.
just Mario and Luigi, the two humans in the game.
Loved them.
Yeah, listen, excuse me. Were you going to be outraged when Chris Pratt was being announced as Mario recently? Bob Hoskins looks more like Mario.
That's voices, aren't they?
Oh, okay. Well, then that's okay. Then so let's just have
I mean,
voices.
it's still not okay. They should still not use Chris Pratt for anything.
At the time, in 1993, you tell me another actor who looked like Mario.
Okay,
Think
I
of
was saying-
Mario who looks like
okay,
Mario.
Great, but you spend some time on his costume.
Yeah, but they didn't put him in the costume until 66 minutes in.
And
It's
even
like
when they
Batman
fucking
Begins.
did,
When
it
did
was just
Batman
a
put on
red
his Batman
top.
costume? He wasn't wearing his Batman costume from the beginning of Batman Begins, was he?
Yeah, but when he actually gets into a Batman costume, he's actually a Batman. He's not just put a red fucking work overalls on.
None of the Batman suits, if you're taking Batman example, none of the Batman suits look anything like Batman in the
Mario
comic books.
and Luigi, they wear, what you call it, like dungarees.
They wear dungarees and just a red
And they didn't even put that. They just put a red top and some fucking trousers
They
on.
got the plumber's overalls.
66 minutes into the film, they put the plumber's overalls on.
They didn't
Proper.
actually have their. They just put overalls on. They didn't wear the dungarees and shit.
They were in
Plumber
their-
overalls.
Oh, man.
It's the real
plumber
life
overalls.
version.
They're not what the fucking Mario wears.
I
That's
don't
it.
understand. I never knew that you loved Mario so much and wanted such
It's
authenticity,
just
Adam.
fucking annoys the shit out. Like, this film isn't. If this film wasn't a Mario film, then yeah,
So it's annoying you that they're not wearing the right clothes.
it's just like I've just gone and googled Mario costumes. You could buy something for 30 quid that looks more like they fucking. If they put that on, I'd be like, yes.
I would have been
mean,
like, nah, this is too much.
Exactly. In terms of authenticity for Mario, what else do you want, man? Because Mario is just jumping in pipes and shit. How are you going to make a movie out of that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't care about the plot. The plot was very original and quite a good take.
The thing about the whole story is because it was so. I think it works because of the chaos behind the scenes. It was complex as fuck. It wasn't just streamlined all the way through. There were constant plates spinning. It was going in so many different directions, obviously because of the chaos behind the scenes. I think they did a good job pulling it all together in the edit. I think they made it work because characters are split up. You're seeing one storyline play out against another storyline. Characters are doing this over here, another character's doing that over there. It was very interesting on the eyes to me. There was never a boring moment in it. Were you bored in this?
I obviously wasn't.
I was.
Yeah, clearly.
When were you bored?
I was just like, what the fuck is this shit, man?
So I think your biggest gripe is that it's not like an honest take on a Mario universe.
Not even that. It's just a shit show regardless.
What would you want the Goombas to look like if they were
An actual Goomba. They don't
realist-
have tiny heads. Their heads are 4 times as big as their body.
But what's that going to be in a real world
A
situation?
little guy walking around with a big fucking head, maybe.
Well,
Instead of a big guy with a little head.
I don't really know what the Goombas are. I've just Googled them. Okay, fine.
The
but
brown
like,
things you jump on, yeah.
I mean, that little head thing is the head, essentially. That's on the shoulders. I was never looking to compare it to the Mario games. I just wanted a good film that was based loosely on the Mario brothers, and that's what I got.
Yeah, you kind of got into going with no expectations of it being exactly like a Mario game. And if you do that, it's like, this is wild, man. Who designed these Goombas?
Yeah.
It's just like some weird fun take. It's like some brainless things that walk around and some reason they're dancing in the lift.
That's
like
the best
that.
scene
I
in the
went with
film,
it.
by the way. That's the absolute best scene in the film. I love it.
I did get on board with that stupidity at that point. I was just like, and at the end when he starts playing the fucking accordion and he'll just start dancing again.
I know, exactly. But you, Adam, always say sometimes you just got to leave your brain at the door. On this one, you can do that, but also it's just like,
Yeah,
don't
but then it
go in
also
expecting.
offends whatever you kept with you.
Oh man, I can't believe that you're so against this. And I don't know what you've changed your score to, so I won't linger on it. But the thing that baffles me the most, Adam, is that you can rate Power Rangers over this, or at least you did. You gave Power Rangers a 3 previously and gave this a 1. I have no idea how you could do that, my friend, because this is a fucking masterpiece. And I don't think many people would disagree with me compared to Power Rangers. Take nostalgia away from it, Paul. This is a far superior
I'd
film.
say this is better than Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah.
You gave Power Rangers a 7, so that means you're going to rate this film higher than 7.
Well,
Well,
I've been
we
pretty
can find
positive
out.
on it, mate.
Yeah. And look, there was chaos behind the scenes. Everyone hated it who made it. Audiences generally seem to hate it for various reasons. I just can't see it. I tried, even on this second viewing, I tried to be like, let me really see how messy this thing is. And all I can see is it's not streamlined Hollywood mainstream shit. They just haven't polished everything. They've just gone rugged. So much is practical. I got to tell you, the set is great. Jenny described it, and this is actually very interesting. I didn't get the comparison at first. She was like, it's like Total Recall. And it is. That underground world is very similar to the Mars landscape in Total Recall. And it's very dark and dingy all the way through. And you can clearly tell when you look at those sets and you look at some of those clubs, how they were maybe going to go for a more adult approach to this. And we got a more childish thing. But I think that's what works, is the silliness of what's going on in this very dark place. I think it works. If the studios had been involved from earlier on and been really adamant that they wanted to cater to the kiddie market, then they probably would have made the sets brighter, everything a little bit more cartoony cut out. And you know what? I probably wouldn't have liked that film that much.
No.
I liked the contrast, and I liked that Cooper really was a horrible. He was a Trump character. He felt sleazy. He was saying really sleazy stuff.
It was pretty gross. Yeah, it's good to have the little bit of grit in there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Makes
it's
it
a
yeah.
little bit of grit, a bit of rough around the edges.
I
And
can
it is,
only imagine that the only things that people were really hating on this film is what Adam's saying, the fact that it's not a Mario universe, really. That if you've been looking at it, it's not a Mario film.
Yeah.
Secondly, this works a hell of a lot when people just read, especially film fans, when you're reading into the history of films. If someone's saying that the set was horrendous to work on, it was really bad, that like kind of bleeds into people's like view on a film.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why I really don't like that Justice League film now, because of everything I've read about that Joss fucking Whedon. But so I can imagine that is what's happening in this film. But I don't give a fuck.
No.
See, I didn't even
About
know
this
any
one.
of that. I just knew that the film was just bad on many levels.
But in this one, at least behind the scenes on this one, we weren't. If I found out that the directors were like fucking abusing the women and shit like that, then I would be like, oh, okay, it's probably not cool to be liking this. But in this case, it's just that they were like, these directors are fucking clueless. They can't direct shit. They're idiots.
They were all TV directors, weren't they?
But I do you know what? I liked the direction. I thought it worked well. It wasn't like shit camera angles and stuff. I thought it was directed pretty fucking well, all things considered.
Yeah,
Even
fine.
better, given the backstory, to be honest with you. Given that it was so fucking all over the place and they were constantly rewriting and having to adapt, I think they did a damn good job on it.
I wouldn't say it's badly directed at all.
No, certainly not.
No.
And
No
we
way.
got a lot of practical effects that were very well done. The sets were very good, and I liked all the practical side of things. I thought it was all very well done. I like to see the practical.
That fucking Yoshi was a practical fucking robot.
Well, the thing that's incredible about that Yoshi is this is the same year as Jurassic Park, and obviously it's not Jurassic Park's level, but that is pretty impressive puppetry.
Yeah. It's slightly cartoonish, isn't it? It's not
Of
all the way
course, yeah.
realistic.
I'm pretty sure they just probably went up to Jurassic Park and they went, have you got anything left over?
But I did wonder if maybe they approached Steven Spielberg and were like, you got any robots or things that you aren't too happy with? We'll take them off your hands.
Yeah.
But it still had that kind of Yoshi look. It had like the rounded face.
Yeah.
Yoshi's got a big nose.
But it's mate. The thing is, it's taking a childish game concept and adapting it for a movie. It's adapting it. You can do that, man. It doesn't have to be how it was.
Yeah,
in
but
the,
there's
in
no
the source
likeness
material.
at all. If he didn't go, this is Yoshi, you wouldn't know who the fuck that was.
I wouldn't be giving this an 8 if this if this was an adaptation of a comic book, because it would be like, well, this is just a kids film, perfectly fine kids film, but nothing really for me beyond that.
The thing is, I don't really think it is a kids film. A kid isn't going to watch this and know what the fuck
that's
is
what
going
I'm saying. But the way that you want it, it would be a kids film.
on. No, I feel like you can enjoy it on many levels, but I don't know, man.
I like that it's too adult for kids and too kiddie for adults. It sits uncomfortably. That's what I like.
There's a weird generation of people, probably like yourself, who maybe watched it when they were younger,
Yeah.
who get it.
But I don't even get it. Like, this film should have been made for me because I was 7 and I went to see it in the cinema in its heyday. And back then, I can't remember any of it apart from the main thing I remember is going out to be sick and coming back and seeing that
Why were
the
you sick?
bomb
Because of the
walking
film?
along the bridge. Something that I'd had in the cinema probably. I literally threw up.
Just watching the film.
But it passed me by at 7, clearly, because it was slightly too adult and probably not engaging for kids. I wouldn't recommend kids watch this. I don't think kids would get much from this. I think it is made for the man babies out there and the man ladies who just want to have a bit of retro. And for me, this is like retro fun. I said it before. This would play as a great double bill with some of the other silly stuff we covered. Like, what was that film that we did not too long ago? And I said this and Mario Brothers would be a perfect double bill.
Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin, this, something like Flintstones and one other would run perfectly together.
See, if we take that as an example, right?
Yeah.
Batman and Robin is probably how I was feeling about how Adam is feeling about Mario Bros.
Yeah,
Because
that's
because
right.
I'm close to the actual material. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not what I want to fucking see.
Yeah.
No.
And not that I'm rating it as low as Adam has, but I can get it in that way. But do you know what? This would be great as like a secret cinema, because I feel like the world is built. And
It's a great world.
Yeah, it's really well designed. It is almost like a slightly childish version of like a a Blade Runner world or
Yeah.
something. It's like it
Yeah.
has its style, and I think it's great. Like it's not cheaply done.
No, it's
There's
not.
a lot of effort's been going into the building that
A
way.
hell of a lot of effort has gone into it. It was probably, I don't know what the budget was for it, but it probably had a fairly substantial budget at the time because it was still going to be a Mario Brothers film. It was the first video game
actors and
film
stuff
there'd
in
ever
that.
been.
Like Dennis Hopper still wouldn't have been cheap.
No. And this is, and like Paul said, he's having a great time, and that's what I thought. It's like Hopper's having a great time, but he fucking hated every minute of it. But that's behind the scenes. It didn't translate to his on-screen performance. There's one scene where I think Dennis Hopper is like, "Yeah, I'm not happy with this shit," and it is, funnily enough, when he orders the pizza because he sat there and he's like, "King Koopa here. I'll have the Koopa special." And you can look at him and you're like, "Yeah, you're not enjoying this, are you?" You're like, "This is fuck." I can imagine Dennis Hopper going absolutely nuts behind the scenes because he was a crazy motherfucker, man.
You can totally imagine like all the actors on set being like, "What is happening now?" And he's just ordering a pizza, and then at the end he's just like, "Where's my pizza?"
Where's
and then
my
the pizza
pizza?
company's like, "I don't care about the pizza anymore." It's like, where's this going? What is that plot thread for?
I thought he was a very good villain. I liked the way that they sort of slicked his hair. I liked his seedy performance. He said some really creepy things about Daisy, Princess Daisy, when she comes into the room later in the film. He's like, so fresh and so clean. And then he's like, "You know what they say about little girls, don't you? They say they never forget the first time they're kissed by a lizard." It's like, Jesus, man, this is nasty. And then he's like, "Take her away. I'll need to use her later." Oh, what?
Fucking Blue Velvet. He's got.
It is. He's fucking channeling Frank from Blue Velvet still. And I liked Hoskins. I like Bob Hoskins. As you say, he's always good value for money. I think he looks the part. And I get that it's ridiculous that you've got a Cockney geezer and a Latin American playing these Italian American brothers. But I think the fact that the two of them were getting drunk and pissed together behind the scenes helped their on-screen chemistry.
Yeah.
Because
I think they work.
it didn't feel like they didn't get on. It feels like they got on really, really well.
It's like they're always like, "Well, fucking let's do it. If we're going to do it, might as well do it."
And doesn't it kind of work in a way that their characters were thrown into this dino underground world that they don't know what's going on? They're frustrated and angry with the situation. They just want to get the hell out of there. Doesn't that kind of play into the fact that they were frustrated with the film? They just wanted to get it done.
Yeah, I think that is your kind of in, because it's you have your Mario Brothers to start off with. Which of the characters you love, you come there for. They're in the real world, so they're already grounded, and you're with them, and then you're being transported into this alternate world. So it's almost like you're on the journey with them. It's not you're being just faced with this world, and you just got to deal with it.
Exactly. And in fact, in the real world, if the whole film had been somehow set in that real world, that wouldn't be very interesting.
And that's what I was confused, because I hadn't seen it. I was like, "Oh, so is this like the world they're in?" I was like, "It doesn't." When they were going through the town, I was like, "It just looks like normal everyday."
Yeah, just the Bronx.
America.
Yeah. And also there's a part of it like you don't care if they're not Mario or Luigi at the beginning as you see them, but by the end of it make them more original.
But what would you have liked to have
Actually
happened?
wear the fucking costumes they wear in the
But,
film.
mate,
it's
do
not
put
hard
on-
to wear a fucking pair of dungarees.
They put on the costume
They
as
don't
close
put on
as
the
they could
fucking
get.
costume. They put on a pair of fucking... Oh,
Okay, so if you
He wanted them dungarees bad.
if you were watching Batman '89, right? You should be expecting some grey suit and a yellow logo.
There you go.
You're not getting that in the Keaton film.
no. I'm just,
So what's the difference?
because I don't care that much about... They're all kind of like...
I mean, it seems like you care a lot about Mario.
I know. I had no. This is a learning thing. I had no idea he cared so much about authenticity. This man.
in Mario. Oh, an authentic Italian.
Yeah,
He's
the
dungarees.
youngest of us. I don't think they fucking released a Mario game in his lifetime, and yet he's
millions
wedded
of
to
Mario
it.
games.
Christ
They're still
Almighty!
releasing Mario games to this day.
But throughout, you got to admit, Adam, that it never lets up in terms of the set pieces and what they have to do. There's not a dull moment in as much as they're just sitting around trying to work out what to do. They're constantly moving and navigating this dino world while having to duck and avoid Koopa.
Yeah, I'll give you
and his
that. That's just what I
Goombas.
said. I enjoyed the film a little bit more this time round, knowing what I was getting myself in for.
Yeah.
Like that. First of all, was annoyed. I probably wasn't getting in the right mood to watch it. I think I thought I was getting a different movie. So when you get it, you're like, "What the fuck is this?" But now you know it.
Yeah.
You're like, "Okay, I'm gonna go into this. You have to be stupid with this. You have to kind of put all your expectations out the window, and you just have to kind of ride with it and accept that people probably did acid and wrote a film for kids." And
Mate, it's just very fun all the way through. I thought I had
I did find it a little bit more
fun.
fun, but then there's also just so many fucking bad moments about it.
What would you say is the worst moment in the film?
I think it's just maybe the dancing scene is just ridiculously dumb. Like,
Mate, the dancing scene is the absolute... I love that
In
so
the lift?
much. Yeah.
it's
that
like
is wonderful.
The whole thing of like she's like he keeps touching the necklace and then she's like, "Oh my god, it's gone."
Oh, that dancing scene. Oh, sorry, the disco.
Oh, that. What's wrong with
Yeah.
that? That's quite fun. He's like trying to get it in different ways.
Yeah.
It's just like there's like points of stupidity where it's like this is now offensive rather than just being stupid fun.
Offensive. God, Adam is taken against you so much. This is crazy, mate.
Is it because Mario's motorboating some woman trying to get the necklace?
I mean, there's part of it but then it's like, how stupid is the other character? He literally puts it in her mouth and she looks at him.
They're having fun with it, mate. What would you have her do? Like, punch him up? Like, get the fuck away from my necklace.
Oh no,
Also,
keep on
she-
dancing,
before
but then
I'm
don't
keeping
be
it.
surprised when he keeps repeatedly touching it and then it's disappeared.
But it doesn't matter anyway because she actually saves him in the end. She doesn't get angry.
Those nice elements were like when the Goomba came round and like was on their side and all that type of shit, but
The Goombas dancing in the lift is what I thought you were talking about, and that's my favourite.
that's just stupid fun. There was
That
also
is-
a line I would say that I did laugh out loud at,
What was it?
and it's when you know when the what's her name trying to do the portal to it, and then she gets blown up and she hits the wall, and he's like, "Oh, you made a
Oh,
great
yeah.
impression." I was
Yeah.
like, "That is quite
Oh,
funny."
yeah. I mean, they're corny. The thing is, like, you could tell John Leguizamo's like, this script sucks. I'll say the line, but this fucking sucks. And there's a video of John Leguizamo from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, at some anniversary screening of Super Mario Brothers. He did a recording 4 or 5 minute video to be played before it, and he's like, here we are, who would have thought all these years later that it would have an audience, and I'm so glad that it's got this cult following and that people like it. And he's like, a lot of stuff went on that set, a lot of stuff, but I'm just so glad that people are still enjoying it, and I'm happy that it's found its audience. And it's like, that makes me happy, because
Yeah.
even though he had a terrible time on it, I'm glad that he can now be like, but I'm glad that people enjoy it. Because if he was like, fuck that movie, I don't want to talk about that.
You could fucking say the same about what's her name from The Shining. She had a fucking horrible time, and look at that, it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, I know. That's true. We were talking about that the other day with Jenny's uncle, and whether or not that is acceptable, that
No, it's not acceptable.
a man could reduce a woman to
No.
tears and like essentially destroy her psychologically, which is kind of what happened.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fucking
think
worse than
Kubrick
fucking
would
Mario
get away with
Bros.
Yes, it is. But let's not go down that path. We're talking about light, lovely Super Mario Brothers.
Do you
at
reckon
the
did it
time.
absolutely bomb at the box office?
I don't know how it did at the box office, actually.
Because they obviously they did that thing. They set it up for the second film, but like,
I mean, the thing is, I would imagine a lot of it took $38.9 million US.
and how much did it cost? 50.
The budget was 48 mil. So yeah, it lost 10 mil. But the thing is, people wouldn't know that it was bad or considered generally bad until they went to see it. So I always find box office takings are not a good judge.
Yeah,
of
but
whether
also
people
like after
enjoyed
the
it.
first week, people are like, that film's shit.
It's all that's all determined about like release schedules and shit and being put in a dead zone
Yeah,
during the year.
Yeah, but
It's
also
like, it
the
could be
studio
anything.
probably thought, fuck it, like.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't mean the film's instantly bad just because of the box office taking, because that could mean anything. Like it for fucking the movie, not for its box office takings.
I know. Mark Kermode said, if you really want to judge a film on how well it's done financially, charge people after they've seen the movie, and at people who are willing to pay.
Yeah,
Then you can work it out.
yeah, sure.
All the way through, I think some things just you can just get on board with and have a good time, and it's hard to articulate exactly what it is, but everything worked. I enjoyed the sets. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the fast pace of it. It was zipping along. There was corny crap dialogue all the way through, but there were no annoying characters for me. The cousins could have been super annoying. They were not.
No.
Paul and I watched Cliffhanger recently for the Movie Drone podcast, and there were a couple of really annoying characters in that.
Yeah, they were nothing.
They were nothing, but it would have been so easy for characters like that to have found their way into this film and to annoy. But nothing annoyed me in this. I was having a blast with it, and I would happily watch this again. I could imagine this also being a great film again at a party, some beers and some pizzas. We've got a bunch of people around. Throw the Super Mario Brothers movie on.
It is one of those films, because of the sets are so wild and they're so intricate and they look like there's so much like thought put into them. They could just be like it could be something just playing on the background because there's so much to look at.
And I tell you what, the thing that's interesting, I don't know if you boys did this, but when I watched it again the other day, I was fucking playing with the contrast and the brightness on the telly because I was like, what's going on with this? Why is it so dark? And then I realised because it is just a dark film, and I like the fact that that's just a happy accident. That it was going to be this adult, darker film, and then they were like, nope. So it's like, oh shit, so we're going to make this kids film, but with this dark set.
Yeah, just adds to it. Absolutely.
It adds to it, and it works. I love the de-evolve stuff. I love that they evolved the cousins and made them really smart.
I know, and it doesn't make sense. I guess it kind of does, because he thought, let me make them smarter so that he can hunt them. They can hunt them down better.
Yeah,
that was
why
the
didn't
reason,
you do that ages ago?
Yeah.
We
but
wouldn't
then
have a movie.
but then I enjoyed them afterwards. Like, they suddenly turned really intellectual and posh, and they've realised, hey, this just helped them out instead. We don't like this guy.
But then they were like, towards the end, when they get Princess Daisy, they were like, Princess Daisy, we've been working with your father for years undercover. It's like, is that true? Had they? Even when they were stupid?
Were they smart enough?
Yeah, were they smart enough to help? Because it seemed early on like they were very much out to get them plumbers.
Yeah.
But maybe they were anyway. Maybe they didn't realise the significance of them. There's a funny line where the Mario brothers are out in like the wastelands and they capture the cousins, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to find this woman who took the stone." And the cousins are like, "Was she corpulent? Very corpulent?" And then Luigi went, "No, she's just very round." And I was like, "I don't know what corpulent means, so I'm going to Google that. I'm going to Google that, and then corpulent means fat." I was like, "Okay, that's funny. That's funny." I had to Google to get the joke, but that's funny.
That is good. He's teaching us stuff as well.
Oh god.
Look, Adam's just not enjoying any of that at all.
This will say a really good thing and a really bad thing about this film. Okay, I'll say I think my least favorite thing about this film was when they merged into the real world at the end. I hated all that kind of effects and them like dissolving, and that was my worst part. My best part was anything Yoshi. I just loved seeing him.
Oh,
but that's me and dinosaurs, man.
Yoshi was absolutely lovely. He was super cute, and
I
Cooper
love
was
seeing his tongue come out.
Yeah, Cooper was very cruel to him.
Yeah.
And he was all chained up.
He was. Come on, Adam, give us a good thing about this film.
I did quite like dancing in the lift. Yeah, that was quite fun. There is some fun moments in it, and like I said, when you kind of come into you knowing what you're going to get, then there is some parts you do get enjoyment out of, but there's just a lot of bad things. It's just not really a Mario film, is it, at all?
And that's his biggest flaw with you.
Yeah.
That it's not a Mario film.
I can get that. I wasn't hard on it like that, though. But I understand.
No, I was certainly not looking for it to be an authentic, dedicated Mario film. I enjoyed many bits about it. It's hard to even find the one thing. Obviously, like I said, the Goombas dancing in the lift is brilliant. I also enjoyed later when they start dancing again in the climax, and then Cooper punches the first one and they fall over like dominoes. I liked that.
Yes, yeah.
I just enjoyed so much. I just enjoyed Bob Hoskins being this gruff Mario who was like cross at everything most of the time. I liked that because it would have been so easy to make him a sort of, it's a me, a Mario.
Yeah, of course.
That happy, lovable Mario. But it was more this gruff, angry,
Realistic,
grumpy.
angry plumber.
Yeah, there was
angry
they had
plumber.
like a. But the thing is, the worst thing about this film is it doesn't take a lot for them to make it more of a Mario film and make the film better. It's like it's not hard to design a costume for them to say that it's actually Mario. It's not
You
hard
are so
to.
hung up on that.
That costume.
I can't believe Adam hates this film so much.
It's
man.
not
I
hard
really
to
can't.
like. Yes, the dinosaur was great, but it's not really Yoshi still, though, is it? It's just a fucking T-Rex.
It would have been so out of place if they had some
Fucking Yoshi wears little
round
gloves
nose.
and shit.
Adam, you would have probably liked it if it went one of the two ways. You'd have probably liked it if it was the original adult vision, and you'd have probably liked it if it was the studio's more childlike.
But then also, if Dennis Hopper's fucking Koopa or Bowser, why not give him a fucking shell?
See, but they're going for the more realistic take on it. It's more the they've
Or give
been
him his
evolved
suit
from
that's got fucking
dinosaurs.
spikes across the back of it, or something that represents them being a character. Where if you saw them in a screenshot out of this film, you'd be like, "Who is that?" You'd be like, oh, "That's a random character in a random film." There is nothing that brings any of them really back to being the characters that they're meant to be, apart from the fact that they keep telling you repeatedly, like Iggy and Spike. Iggy's got like multicolored hair, for fuck's sake. It's not
That's
hard.
all you needed. You need a dye job.
Yeah, exactly. It's not hard. He's got like 4 spikes of hair or something like that, and they're all different colours. It's like, just make his hair 4 different colours, and you'd be like, okay, at least you know then that's Iggy then at least.
I could almost see this film as being the origin of the Mario universe, because they've come into this world, and this is where they meet these evolved dinosaur people, and then they use machines to devolve them. It's like as you see at the end where they devolve Bowser, and he's almost turned into a dinosaur again.
Yeah.
This could be like the origin of the Mario universe, rather than this is the Mario universe you all know.
Yeah, and I get that. And there is some like when you watch like a Spider-Man film, for example, he doesn't have a Spider-Man suit at the beginning, does he? He's just wearing like pajamas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But by the end of the film, you see them in their correct, or what you would class as a version 1 of an actual suit. But they don't even get there. They're still just lazy with it. It's like, okay, great, maybe what they were wearing, but then have them at the end of the film dressed as if they were actually the characters in this film.
So basically, what you're saying is, if they did the sequel and they ended up in their right costumes, you would have been like, fucking beautiful. This is what I've been waiting for.
No, it doesn't even need to. It's like, why wait to the sequel though? You do it in this film. It doesn't need to. Like at the end of it, you're like, okay, great, they're coming in now. Look at these two. They're actually like Mario and Luigi, what we want to see, not just some 2 plumbers who've got red overalls.
You got to leave the
Green
fans
overalls.
waiting for more, mate.
Yeah, exactly. They would have developed the costumes by the second film, because then they would have established themselves as
It's not
the
hard
saviours.
to fucking develop them now.
Yes, it is. When were they going to stitch an M onto his hat?
That's what it was. It was the call to a sequel at the end. It's like, yeah, I'm doing fucking Mario missions now. This is my
Yes.
calling.
Yeah, but then again, like I go back with Iggy, for example, just dye his hair different colours in this. There's no reason why his hair can't be all these different colours.
Jesus, Adam wants absolute authenticity. This is what I did not expect before this. I just thought Adam really disliked this film.
I'm just, when you like, if someone took a screenshot of all of these characters, you would not be able to tell you who those characters are meant to be.
Yeah,
There
maybe
should be
not.
at least some resemblance. He just had fucking brown hair. It's like, he doesn't. He has fucking coloured hair.
Well, I can get it if you're very put out that it wasn't more authentically Mario, but I don't think that's enough to chastise it in the way that you're doing. You know, I love Halloween, mate. I love the Halloween franchise, but even that Busta Rhymes terrible Halloween film gets points for me.
I've got Iggy confused with Lemmy, but yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, Iggy's got all these different colours. He's got like a big spike and green hair.
Adam's getting all his characters incorrect.
I thought you were loyal to these characters.
In terms of what I didn't like, a period, I would say the stuff that is the least interesting is probably the bit when they first get captured, when they arrive in that Dino Land, up to them getting out of the prison and meeting Cooper as their lawyer, because there's about 5 to 10 minutes of kind of nothing stuff. They meet that guitarist who's in the prison cell above them and stuff, and yeah, kind of nothing happens. But nothing in this film agitated me, annoyed me. I was really, really enjoying it. I would continue to watch this. I had nothing but bad memories of it from being a child. And there you go.
Yeah, I'll go back to this film.
You would go back to this film. You
I'll
would
go back to this film, yeah.
And yeah, and also this is something that I did want to say. The Daisy / Princess Daisy character,
Yeah.
I thought was pretty good for its time, because they didn't make her some dumb airhead princess. Adam would have liked her to have been dressed in pink and a dress all the way through the film.
That's different. That's a different princess.
Yeah, that's Peach.
Yeah,
Well,
Peach.
whoever. What does Princess Daisy look like in the game?
Yellow dress.
Well, okay, so she was in a dress. She wasn't wearing no damn dress in this. She's
Adam
a
wanted the
man's woman.
princess.
She's a man's woman.
She's
Yeah.
never like stupid in the film. None of the characters are like that. So there's no reason why she still can't be wearing at least a yellow outfit or a yellow dress and still do what she did.
Oh dear, I got him started.
Adam
well.
will not be happy with the authenticity of the Super Mario Bros.
No. That's it. For Adam, this is Mario Brothers, because he doesn't consider them super.
Yes, or Bros.
There's not even Mario. It's just I don't know.
There was so much fun to be had in here, but I'm Adam, you'll get your fun in terrible shark films with CGI fests and awful people making awful performances. You'll enjoy that more than this, and I'll take my fun in this.
I don't think there'll be more fun, but there'll be more authentic, and you'll actually get probably a Mario film that you expect with the characters that
In a
you
shark
know.
film.
Yeah, in a shark film, yeah. I would watch that. I would watch that. If it was like 5-headed shark attacks Mario Brothers, I'm watching that.
Yeah, man.
And it's these
Especially
two
if
just
they,
in their same roles, just really old.
Yeah. Bob Hoskins reanimated. It would be
His
like
corpse.
Weekend at Bernie's for it. I'd watch that as well.
Just John Leguizamo dragging him around.
Here's a couple of interesting things that don't really fit in with the wider conversation, but apparently John Leguizamo slammed the van door on Bob Hoskins' hand during one of the scenes.
They must have been at
And-
the beginning when they get the tools out.
It's real early on, yeah, and apparently they created a cast for his hand and painted it pink to look like a hand. So a lot of the time in this movie, you'll see that he's just holding his hand in one position because it's a cast, and they even taped the gun just into his open cast palm to make it look like he was holding a gun. I've tried to see it and I can't. So even something like that they've covered up well.
Do you know what the thing is? If Mario wears fucking white gloves, why not just put a fucking glove on him?
Oh boy.
It's true,
would've been-
though. They could have done.
Why paint it pink to look like a hand?
They
Just
could have
put a
done that
glove
instead of
on it.
painting his hand. I'll give you that one, Adam.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll deduct a point. John Leguizamo broke his ankle and his leg was in a cast, and you can see his leg in a cast for many of the scenes.
Wow.
And because this is the wild bit, because the film was originally going to be a bit more adult themed, the disco scene, all of those dancers were actual strippers from a strip club, and they were taking their clothes off in many shots. And then the directors had to be like, no, we're not doing that because it's a kids film. And the strippers were like, no, this is what we came here to do. This is what we do.
Shit.
And John Leguizamo said that it was like wild being on the set. It's like, we're doing a kids movie and look what is going on here.
Do you guarantee they all went out one night to the strip club round the corner from the set, got really pissed and promised all the strippers a role in their film?
Probably.
This film's getting better.
It's crazy. Like I think the backstory behind it just elevates how it all turned
It's
out.
like it's
for
like
me.
The fucking Room.
It
just
kind
hearing
of
all these
is,
stories.
yeah. It kind of is. I had a great time, and I loved that at the end after they defeated Cooper, that Mario climbs on Luigi's flying shoes, and they just go up in the crowd, and Luigi's got a peace sign, and Mario's waving, and they're all applauding. Lance Henriksen finally pops up. I like all that.
5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. And then I like that they set it up for a sequel at the end, even though we didn't get it. That's fine. I just liked that she stayed
Shall
behind.
we make the sequel?
Yes, we'll do it like Always Sunny.
Who's going to
Hell
be
yeah.
the bad guy this time?
I mean, it's obvious that I'll be Mario and Paul will be Luigi.
Yeah.
So Adam?
We need to bring.
I don't
like
think you've got the chutzpah to be Koopa. You would have to
No,
be
we'd have to
someone
be like
else.
Wario. We'd bring in like Wario or Luigi or something like that.
Oh yeah, we'd
Mate,
have to
you're not
move
fucking
villain.
Wario, mate. You're not that fat.
Or put me in a fat suit, or we just won't do anything to acknowledge that I'm actually
I'll
Wario.
play Mario and Wario, a bit like Mike Myers in Austin Powers.
That would actually be really good.
Yeah, that would
That'd
be
be
quite
really
good.
good. I like that.
Adam, you'll be Yoshi.
Oh, of course. We'll give you a big
That
round
makes
nose.
Yes.
Well, I mean, broadly speaking, I made many notes on this film because I didn't know what approach we were going to take. But overall, I think I got my side across, and I think you got your side across.
I think this is what the viewers came for, the actual discourse on why this is a good film, why this is a bad film.
Yeah.
Not what the actual film is. This is what people think about the film. That's what everyone comes for.
So just to give it a little bit of colour before we wrap up here, because we didn't put this out for reviews, I just want to jump on Letterboxd and go through some of our regular faces to see what star ratings they give it. So Julio gives this 1 star.
Oh,
So
Adam's camp.
a 2 out of 10. Adam's camp. Sean, fair play to Sean. He's got the right idea. He's giving that a 6. He's giving it a 3 out of 5. 6 out of 10.
See, I can see someone rating it about that. Yeah, that's about fair.
I tell you what, Sean watched it very recently, so this is going to be quite apt for him. Here's what Sean said. I think a lot of what stops me hating this is that I was the prime age and demographic for this when it came out. That means I have a lot of nostalgia for it. There's that N-word, however ludicrous it is. I don't know why they made such a simple story so convoluted, but I don't care. Well, now you know, Sean. It was all over the place. I know it has a lot of problems, but I can pop this on whenever and have a good time, and that's all that matters. Hey, amen,
That's
brother.
basically what you've been saying.
Yeah, power to you, Sean.
Nerd Revert gives it a 2 out of 5. Glyn gives it a 2.5 out of 5. Luke Human gives it a 1.5 out of 5. He says 1 star for Lance Henriksen, half a star for Yoshi. Such a wasted opportunity. Come on, everyone's got to revisit it.
What did Nerd Revert say?
Did Nerd Revert have... Oh yeah, Nerd Revert said, look, it gets credit for trying to build its own world and stories within. Didn't exactly have enough source material to make a full-length feature film. Exactly, Adam. That's why they had to go their own
He
route.
also he watched it in March as well.
That's true, yeah. Everyone's been watching it recently.
That's nice. I wonder if they're going to watch it again. Oh.
M from the Verbal Diorama gave it, was that a 4 out of 10?
Yeah.
And Becky Dark gave it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Listen, you can tell why Adam originally gave this a 1 out of 10 because him and Dan both are the only
We
ones
watched it
who've given
together
this a
and we
half
both
star.
hated it. And I think it's one of those things, you're both hating on it, you're like,
Oh, damn fools. Shall we update all of that and get to our scores as they
Yes.
currently stand?
Let's do it.
All right. Who went first? It was me
Yes.
last time, wasn't it? Okay. I'm not going to go crazy here. I loved it just as much as I did the first time. It's still a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I had a great time.
okay. So my rating has gone up. And it has gone up, I'm going to say, to a 3 out of 10.
Oh shit! It's jumped
okay.
2.
That's more like it.
And I would
That's
have
more
to
like
say
it.
it's maybe better than Power Rangers since you mentioned that earlier.
Well,
What did you
we'll
give
get to
Power
that in a
Rangers?
minute.
3 out
He
of
gave
10.
that a 3.
Okay. Oh, fair. I'm giving this a very solid 7 out of 10.
That's a fine score.
Yeah.
I'm very
This
happy.
is going to be
Mate,
so far up the rankings for like.
Paul is now the second highest person on Letterboxd other than me. So
I enjoyed the shit out of it, mate.
kindred spirits, mate. Right, this is going to be interesting. So, listeners, because we've done so many episodes now, rather than just a bottom 10, we have a bottom 20.
Oh.
We've got a top 20 and we've got a bottom 20. I think it's only fair,
Yeah.
considering. So we've got a bottom 20. Now, the average score for today is 6. The top 5 films in the relegation zone, i.e. films 20 to 15 in that bottom section, are all 6s. So if we decide Super Mario is better than the other films in this section, it will just escape the dreaded bottom 20. Otherwise, it's ending up in there. So, here we go. Jason X. For me, this is better than Jason X.
It's better than Jason X.
And up it goes. Next, Shazam. For me, it's better than Shazam.
Better than Shazam.
So up it goes. Rise of Skywalker. It's better than that.
Which one's Rise of Skywalker? Is that the
last one?
It's better than that.
Up it goes. Captain Marvel. It's better than that.
Yeah, I'd go. Yeah, that's better than Captain Marvel. Go on then.
And here we go. This is where we could fall. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It's absolutely better than that, but go off, Paul.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10, so I can't.
Adam, you had to decide. Well, Adam, you already give it higher, so that's where it sits, unfortunately. So what that means is that our beloved Super Mario Brothers
Our beloved,
is
yeah?
in the bottom. Yes, beloved.
My
It's
beloved.
in the bottom 20, but it is the last film in that relegation zone. So one more bad film will push it up out of that. So it's in the 20th spot. So it sits above
I can
Captain
see Ben
Marvel.
just picking. He's going to go on Letterboxd now, or IMDb, and pick the worst rated films that we do, like movie 43. Just like,
Well,
or like the American Pies after everyone stopped giving a shit about them.
let me tell you, in our bottom 20, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 films picked by Paul. We have 1, 2 films picked by me, and we have 1, 2 films picked by you, Adam.
Good.
Well, excellent. There you have it.
I'm glad we
And,
did it. I didn't think we could go through this year without.
Yeah.
I think you're right. At first, like when we were doing this round, I was like, no, I don't want to do it because we're just going to argue over why it's good and bad. But it was the right thing, and I
We would
really
have done
enjoyed
it.
watching it.
You were
again.
the one who hated on it, and I was the one who liked it.
Yeah. Well, that was fun, and we are still the most divided we have ever been on this podcast. Actually, that's not true. The most divided we've ever been on this podcast is on Jesus Rolls, because you guys gave it a 1, I think.
I gave
Or
it a 2.
Oh yeah, no. So that was only a 4-point gap. This is a 5-point gap. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there you
here we
go. There you go.
So that brings us to the end of 1993.
It does.
Yes.
So let's have a little wrap up, I guess.
A little wrap up. So should we say in order of 1993 what our best to worst films were then?
Yes.
So I will tell you from best to worst, it's Super Mario Brothers, Sonatine, Manhattan Murder Mystery, and Hard Target.
Wow.
Yes. Better than Sonatine, baby.
Right, so I've got Manhattan Murder Mystery at the top. Then we're
Wow.
going to Super Mario Bros. Then it's Hard Target, and then it's Sonatine.
Okay.
Oof.
So for me, it's Sonatine, then it's Hard Target, then it's Manhattan Murder, and then it's Mario.
We've never been more different.
Different, I know,
on those
yeah.
ratings.
But pretty much the one thing we can agree on is that Hard Target is a low motherfucker for us.
Yes. And I think this our first thing we're going to talk about is a scene that do we do a scene that most defines
Yeah,
the year?
1993. Yeah,
Yeah.
that we think most defines it.
So I get a reading that 1993, the kind of feeling of 1993 is films that are very divisive.
Yeah.
So we have the Manhattan Murder Mystery because of Woody Allen.
Yeah.
We have Sonatine because that is just a very divisive film anyway, because of just the setting and the ideas behind it.
Yeah.
Then we have Hard Target. People fucking love that film.
They do. I don't know what's wrong with people. They
And-
love that film, but they hate Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. And then exactly the same for Super Mario Bros. It's
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's the same. And because of that, I'm choosing everything for the next few questions with Super Mario Bros. So, my favourite scene is Mario and Luigi making the Goombas dance for no reason at all in the lift.
I absolutely wanted that to be mine as well, and I love it and adore it so much for being so silly. But my defining scene from 1993 is going to be the wrestler scene on the beach in Sonatine, because I liked that, what you said, everything being controversial and changing. I liked the fact that 1993 was this similar to what you're saying, it was like a transitional year in cinema where it didn't know what it wanted to be at that time. Like 1993 wasn't clear. It was so different. So I like that we had a foreign director bring a bit of nuance and metaphor to the party in this round, as we discussed in the episode. And we kind of talked about the changing tides with regards to masculinity and how we weren't just doing muscly stuff anymore. We were moving into a new place, and I liked that everything that was going on in the beach in Sonatine, but particularly that wrestling scene, was a metaphor for the changing times of 1993.
That is exactly the scene that I was going to pick.
Well, look at that.
Purely
Look at
because I
that.
remember it the most as well.
I agree with all the scenes. A very second place was my Dino dancing, Goomba dancing.
Good. At least we were all connected in some way.
I like that when Mario and Luigi climb out the top of the lift, the Goombas like sort of turn and dance with each other, and then when the door opens, that one Goomba's like, they want to snap out of it.
What about our favourite character out of all
I'll go
these
first
films?
this time. I'll go first. My favourite character from 1993, without a shadow of a doubt, Woody Allen, Larry Lipton, Manhattan Murder Mystery.
Oh, wonderful.
I love it. Paul, you described it perfectly in the episode when you say it's like a nervous grandma or whatever you said. That is what he is, and it is the best performance out of all of these films from 1993. I loved him.
That's a good one. Adam?
I don't know. I'm gonna
Kettle over here.
I'm gonna have to say, what's his name in Sonatine?
What's his name in Sonatine?
Oh my god, I've forgotten his name.
It's been with him?
Murakawa, I think.
I just liked the challenges that he faced throughout that film and the decisions and everything he had to go for.
Yeah. He would have been a very close second for me.
Well, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking with Super Mario Bros. My favourite character is Yoshi.
Oh my goodness.
Cutie
you think
pie.
Yoshi is better than Van Damme in Hard Target?
He's fucking a cutie pie.
He is cutie as hell, yeah. If dinosaurs still existed, there would be a documentary like Grizzly Man, and it would be Paul going out to
It
be
would
with the
be.
dinosaurs, yeah. And then he
fucking
would
love
die by
him.
one at the end.
And lastly, let's do... What is
Favourite
it?
line?
What is our favourite lines? Adam, you go first.
My favourite line does come from Mario, and it was
Oh, wow.
you made a great impression.
Oh, man.
I did laugh, that was funny, man. I was like, that's the type of shit I'm here for.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you didn't even get to see that in the first one when you turned it off.
No, I didn't.
Paul?
As I said, mine's from Mario Bros. And this is strap on your belt, kid. We're going in.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
Look at how much of an impression Super Mario Brothers made on you. Whitewashing your 1993.
You can't just use Adam's line. Look how much of an impression it's made on me.
Yeah, that's true. I did that unintentionally. Well, my one is not from Mario Brothers. My one is also from Manhattan Murder Mystery. Oh. And it is when Larry and his wife go into the hotel room, they find the dead body of the woman, and he goes,
Oh, yeah.
try giving her the present. It's what? It's
So
a
good.
stupid, funny, silly line, and I like the nonsense of it.
Wonderful. I totally agree on everything. I just did Mario Bros out of spite, but I fucking
No, why
love
not?
Manhattan Murder Mystery anyway.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, we did like apart from Hard Targets, everything was worth a watch this round for me. Like, I'm happy to have watched 3 of those 4.
I'm happy to have watched all of them, even if I didn't like them all.
You weren't happy to watch Sonatine, boy,
I wasn't.
and Adam wasn't happy to watch Manhattan Murder Mystery. We got some real low ones.
The thing
in
is,
this
though, I
round.
think I'd rather rewatch Mario than I would.
Manhattan Murder Mystery.
Yeah,
Yet you gave Manhattan Murder Mystery a 5.
yeah, but it wasn't as fun.
Stupid boy. And that's
Right,
it.
That's it. That is the end of 1993, and we move on to a new era. Shall we tell everyone what we're doing in the next round when we come back from our break?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, you're telling me as well because I've forgotten what year we're going to.
So have I.
Oh, we're
Tell us
doing
the year.
We're doing a Jamie Russell pick. This is the year 1982.
Back to the 80s.
Yes, back to the 80s. We're doing Diner.
Oh, yes. Barry Levinson's Diner.
I've
Have
never
you
seen
boys
it. I
seen
don't
it
think-
before?
None of us seen it, I don't think.
Yeah, I've seen it. Hang on. Don't look.
Have you?
I'm gonna go and hide my score. Hang on.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
go on and look.
What was the film, sorry?
Diner.
Diner. I've already hidden it. Yes, I've already
Okay.
hidden it. Good. That's probably why you thought I hadn't seen it, because I got it on blank.
Oh, okay. So that's very exciting. It's a Baccarat Blind for me. I have no idea what it's about. But we're going into 1982. I haven't even looked what films were in 1982 yet, so
No,
I have
neither
no
have
idea what
I.
I'm going to pick.
And when are we going to be recording again? I guess mid-June. So we're talking about like a month away, eh?
Yeah,
Maybe
about
end of
mid-June,
June.
end of June, something like that.
Well, listeners, that is more than enough time for you to do your research and watch Diner so you can listen along.
Yes. And during this time, just to let you know, we've put a special thing on our Patreon where no one actually has to pay until the June of 30th.
Until the June.
You don't even have to pay. You're getting 40 plus episodes
Oh,
for
yes.
absolutely free. And then you can just, if you want, you can just totally unsubscribe by June 30th. We don't mind. Just take
Well, we do
advantage of that. Take advantage of it. We just
Take
want to give you guys a
advantage.
gift.
Just
while
enjoy
we
the
go
freebie.
away. Yeah, exactly.
And we'll be in touch on there over the next month or so. We'll still pop up on there for a few things.
Yeah. If you want to become a patron, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com/filmbusters. And you can become a patron just like the likes of Sean Panda Nicholson.
Yes, you can. You can also Steve from Movie Drone.
You can also be like Luke Human.
You can also be like Katie and Oti from the For Your Reference podcast.
Yes, you can. We've also got Julio from The Contrarians.
We also have Jamie Russell, who's bringing us our next film.
And then we have Nerd Revert. He's from Albuquerque.
Yes, we do. We've got Fiona Stewart, who's still sticking around.
And we have Mr. Philip Barantini, who's boiling and popping his top off. Director of Boiling.
Popping his top off.
You know what I mean? Like on a stove when something bubbles and boils
Oh,
and the
yes,
top goes
okay.
flying off and hits the
Okay.
roof. I was trying to make a reference to Boiling Point.
And
Alright.
that's it.
That's it.
That's 1993. We're done.
We're done
And
for
we
now.
are done as Film Busters. It's been our pleasure serving you these last 5 years. And thanks for
So
listening.
many more memories. We're going to come back as Movie Busters.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Might be something on the horizon. Who bloody knows?
We'll come back for Film Busters Series 2.
Yeah. Series 2. That was Series 1.
Yeah, it was 150 episodes long or whatever.
This is
season.
this is the cinematic moment in our podcast where the title actually pops up and you're like, oh shit. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We'll come back as new people. Paul's going to be a new man. You can
Oh,
have
will
new
be.
responsibilities.
I'll be a husband.
You will be.
Adam will be suntanned.
Yes. And probably.
Lost his virginity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finally. And I will be speaking Swiss.
French.
Yeah.
Speaking
Swiss is French, isn't it?
It's French, German, and Italian.
Oh,
I'll be speaking all three.
nice.
Is Paul picking the
Jeez.
next film after Diner?
Yeah, it's back
We
to
go
me.
back to, we revert back, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, listeners, goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the other side.
Adios all.
Filmbusters.